Hello, everyone. Happy Friday. I'll be building a .NET Aspire extension today. If you remember, if you've been watching a couple of weeks back, I went through the whole .NET Aspire, what it is, and all those things. And back then, I noticed they have there's a way to extend it as well, so you can create custom resource types. So I figured it might be worth going through this section as well. Um, so what I'll do is I'll go through the example that's in the docs first, and then based on that, like try to figure it out, and then try to build my own extension with it as well. Um, if this is your first time here, welcome. If not, you know how this works. I haven't looked at this before, specifically not the extensibility in this case, but I don't look at the docs before I go through them. I go through it live, and then you get all the knowledge and all the issues and all the roadblocks I run into. All right, so let's get started. So we'll go with create custom resource types for .NET Aspire. So .NET Aspire improves developing, providing reusable building blocks that can be used quickly to arrange application dependencies and expose into your code. Um, so one of the basic building blocks is called a resource. So there's a create a builder, and then you're adding different components to the builder, and then you add all that to your project. So whether it's container, Postgres container, database, and then an ASP.NET Core app. So most .NET Aspire related code that average developer will write centers around adding resources to the app model and creating references between them. Yeah, so basically saying I'm going to have my inventory service, and that inventory service will reference Redis and will also reference a database. So it's like think of it almost like in Docker Compose, right, where you can say this service is connected to that service, or it depends on that service, I guess. So what are the key elements? So we need a custom resource type that implements the iResource interface and an extension method for iDistributed application builder named add name of the resource, where custom resource is the name of the thing. So if we're adding, I'll try to add an Envoy proxy resource. So we'll call it add Envoy proxy, for example, right? So when custom resource requires optional configuration, developers might wish to implement with a star suffix extension method to make these. All right, so the builder pattern, right? The builder pattern, right? Where you say with reference or with something or with something. So to help you understand, this article shows an example how to build a custom resource for MailDev. MailDev is an open source tool. So let's click through. So it's just an SMPT server web interface testing. All right, so something for email. Local mail server designed to test email behaviors, etc. Oh, there's a GitHub. Oops. Don't want to click like that. So let's go. Let's just open it just in case. I don't think I'll need it, to be completely honest, but I'll just have it there. So what we'll do is we'll create a new .NET Aspire app as a test environment for the resource. And custom resource. Okay, and then reuse this. Okay. All right, so let's start with the I think I have, yeah, I do have Aspire installed. So I don't know if I need to. How do I list SDKs? Oops. I'm thinking if I need to update, how to update .NET Aspire SDK. Is it? Setup. Maybe I just run through the setup again. I don't know if there was anything new. Oh, .NET workload list. Okay, so I have preview .NET workload help. Let me see. I'm trying to see if there's a way to. Oh, update. There you go. Update. Oh, sudo. Let's try this again. I should have done this beforehand. Or maybe not. Maybe I already have the latest version. I don't know. Let's see. Oh, I didn't. So good that I did it. All right. So while it's already done. Okay, so now we'll create the new Aspire app. .NET new Aspire O mail dev resource. Okay, and we have it there. It's in this folder here. Oh, why did it? Oh, okay, so I hope this is not expecting me to have visual big Visual Studio. Hopefully, this works with visuals, just with VS Code. So, app host, yeah, and no, I need the core. Well, let's see. Maybe I need to install something. I thought I didn't have to install the SDK, right? Oh, it's for Visual Studio Code. All right. Let me download and install it quickly. So verify that a project can build and okay, let's try that. Maybe I don't need to install it. So let's do .NET run project mail dev resource app host. Is it csproj? App host csproj. Yeah, let's see. If this builds, I'm not going to install an SDK. Maybe just VS Code is asking me. Yeah, it looks like it works. I don't know why it prompted me to install an SDK. But all good. Yeah, it looks like that. Dashboard link preview. This one here. And it opened in a separate page, but it's here, right? So the dashboard link. All right. So this works. Let's put this. Yeah, let's put it there somewhere. And we can close this. So we can build. Now we can create a library for the resource extension. So let's see. .NET Aspire Resource, just classes and methods contained within a class library. All right, so it's just typical .NET class library that's referencing the hosting library from .NET Aspire. Yeah, makes sense to make it separate. Okay, so we'll create a new, let me find my cursor. We'll create a new project. I'm assuming in this folder here, class library. So new class library. So the thing that we've just created is just for testing, right? That's where we'll test our hosting project. So this guy here, right? So just one class and nothing else. And then we need to add the Aspire hosting library to the class library project. .NET add mail dev hosting mail dev. Oh, yeah, it looks like if anyone from Microsoft is watching, looks like the slashes are mixed up here. Project package aspire.hosting version 8000. There we go. All right. Whoa, incompatible. What? Why would it be? What did I mess up? .NET add. Let's try it again. So .NET add mail dev hosting, mail dev .hosting.csproj. Whoops. Package aspire.hosting version 8000. Unable. Oh, okay. Oh, 9. Oh, there's 9. Look at that. There's 9. So I probably have to do 900-preview. And I wouldn't be, that worked. I wouldn't be surprised if there was a mention of this somewhere here, or maybe not. But anyway, the versions are changing very fast. But anyway, we have the reference to the Aspire hosting library. Let's see what do we have to do next. So add class library reference to the app host. All right, so now we're referencing the empty library that we've created in this, adding a reference to that app host project. So how does that work? So add, it's just reference. Okay, so I'm assuming the slashes look correct here. So let's do that. Yeah, so that worked. So this guy is now, there you go, referencing the the class library project. And then also we need to add the class library project to the solution file. There we go. Okay. I'm assuming this solution thing here, adding it to the solution is for Visual Studio, not necessarily VS Code, I think. Yeah, this looks very familiar. I don't think this is something that VS Code knows how to read, but I might be wrong. But anyway, so this will result in, oh, okay, now we can run the project. So we're running, oh, so now we're just running the same project that we did before, but with all the references set up. And we're saying it's gonna fail, is it? Or is it gonna give us a warning? Mine is failing, so let's see. So, warning is referenced by Aspire host, but it's not an executable. Did you mean? Looks like it's version things, right? Depends. So, mail dev hosting depends on Aspire hosting 9, but Aspire hosting 9 preview. Oh my god. Okay. Sure. The type name Aspire cannot be found in a global hosting. What are global usings? Let me make this bigger here. We'll figure it out. I'm assuming it's versioning thing, but then the weird thing is, so let's see. What was the command? Maybe when I do this, .NET, what was workload list? Oh, why is this 8? Workload, is there a 9? Still Aspire? Oh, sudo. I wonder if there's like not version 9 out there. And the update didn't update it, maybe? I don't know. Something happened. Oh, it's already installed. Oh, maybe it's not doing anything because it's already installed. So .NET workload uninstall. And we'll try again. Oh, sudo. Let's see. Not a good start, but all right. So this uninstalled. That's a .NET. Let's see. .NET workload list. It should be empty. Okay, now we do install Aspire. Let's see if there's a. All right, there's not. So let's do this. Oh, sudo. I don't know why. Oh, maybe I should pick the. Yeah, so this is the preview. All right, so what I'll do is I'll take this version and then I'll try to get the hosting 7. Yeah, so this looks right. I mean, the logs there look right. So if you do .NET run, oh, this is probably not gonna work now, right? Yeah, this is the same. So what I'll do is let's delete this and let's remove project. Let's remove this one. Should probably use the .NET command, but this feels faster. Yeah, let's do this one. And I'm hoping it was only there in those places. So this should build now. Yes, so this works. So what I'll do next is I'll create this class library, which I deleted. All right, so we have that. Now we're going to add a reference, but we're not going to. Yeah, so there's definitely something wrong with this command, right? Well, slashes is one thing, right? But this version here, so what I'll do is workload list. And what I'll try to do is I'll try to use this version. Set that here. And then let's see, because it was saying that the latest one is 9 or something. So let's see. Look at that. So this worked. It's compatible. It's all good. Now we can add the references again. There should be a single command here. I get why they're separate, but should be like add link to the project and then dash dash add it to the solution as well. Okay, so we can now launch the project, and now we should get an error or a warning, I guess. Oh yeah, there's a oh there you go. It's not executable, but now it runs. Okay, so it was versioning thing. Yeah, so this definitely needs to be fixed. This line here. All right, so we have that. So this is because, all right, so why do we get this? Is saying that, so what is the error warning, right? So the hosting project, which is a class library, is being referenced by the host project, but it is not executable. Did you mean to set is Aspire project resource to false? Okay, so this is because .NET Aspire trees referencing is their service. To tell .NET Aspire that a project reference tree is a non-service, okay. All right, well, just make it a default then. But okay. Anyway, so app host, I think it was this one, right? Project reference, include, and then over here we'll say is Aspire project resource. Is it, or maybe it's the default scenario is maybe that this is always set to like true, and that's the majority case scenario where people will be doing this. Maybe it's just this is the exception because it's the class library or doing the extension. All right, so now no warnings, no errors. All right, so define the resource types. So the mail dev hosting the class library contains the resource and expansion. You should first think about the experience you want to give. Yes, so basically the API, how someone will be calling this. And in case of this custom solution, you would want developers to be able to write code like this. Add mail dev. So we're adding this. Mail dev is the class library project thing that we'll have. And then what we want to do is we want to have we want to add a project to that builder, right? Some project, whatever the project is, but we also want that project to reference the mail dev library, I guess, right? So what we need to do is we'll need a resource named mail dev resource, okay, which implements this iResource with connection strings so that consumers can use it with reference. Okay, so with reference, what was the other one here? There are some examples, right? And it's still with reference. So it's the same thing, right? So with reference, to achieve this, you need a custom resource name, blah, 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 blah. Okay, so mail dev is available as a container resource. You also want to derive from container resource. So that is a container resource, the one that runs in a Docker container, or is a container like a more of a resource container, not a Docker type of container. All right. So replace the okay, so now we go and actually in the class file, and we'll rename this to mail dev resource, and we'll have to mail dev resource, rename the class as well. I don't think you technically have to, but I think that's a good practice. And so, okay, so mail is so replace the content. Okay, so I want to look through this code a little bit. There's not much to it. So the first one is the namespace change. So this was the default namespace from that was derived from the project name. A resource type should be placed in hosting application if there's a likelihood of conflict. Oh, okay. Okay, so common namespace. So namespace, aspire.hosting.application model namespace. So this will be there. And then I'll copy this so I don't type it, and then we can read it. So it's a mail dev sealed class. Mail dev resource is going to take in a name, and it derives from container resource, passes in the name, and then it also implements the iResource with connection string interface. And then this one is saying constant used to refer to well-known 8.8 is specific internal. All right, so this is just internal to this class. Endpoint core. Okay, so endpoint reference is a core .NET Aspire type used for keeping track of endpoint details in an expression. Okay, still not sure what this is, but we'll figure it out. This is just a reference. And then what is this one? SMTP. Okay, so I think this is, if it's null, then create a new one. Syntax. If there's any .NET C# people watching, can someone confirm? I think this is the if null. Let's see, .NET operator question mark equals. I think this one means if it's null, if uh, this endpoint is null, then create a new one. If it's not null, then don't. Right. So let's see, question equal. There was there. Oh, no. Yeah. Okay, so assigns the value of the right to if the yeah. So if this one evaluates to null, then it's gonna assign the value of this one. So it's just gonna create a new. I'm assuming a new instance of this class, and then passing in the SMTP, and then there's gonna. What is the next one? We have a property which is a required that represents a connection string that an application can use to access the mail dev server. And this, okay. All right. So the idea here is that this will be somehow, I'm thinking in our examples, let me close this one. This example here where we have this newsletter service, and we say with reference, this newsletter service will knows how to enumerate all types that were added, all references that are added to the project based on this interface. And then this interface gives you the same, like, it knows how to get the connection string expression, and then based on that, it knows how to connect to it, right? So that's, I think that's how it works. Yeah. There you go. So which implements so that the consumers can use to inject the connection details, through this. And what this is just doing is just creating a reference expression and using there's so much new syntax in C#. So SMTP : / and then it's string and interpolation, right? SMTP endpoint dot property endpoint property dot host. Okay, I don't really know where this is coming from and what is this, but anyway, it's just creating the connection string. I think that's all we need to know at this point. In the preceding custom resource are examples of several types which implement a collection, such as manifest expression, value. Oh, okay, so these are the other types that you could like implement in your custom resources, and then give like expose functionality to your projects, I guess. All right, so let's see. Define the resource extensions. So to make it easier to use the custom resource, an extension method named add_mail_dev needs to be added to the hosting project. And this method will be responsible for configuring the resource so it can start successfully as a container. So now we're creating a new file called mail_dev resource builder extensions.cs. Okay. And again, we'll copy paste this and then go through it. There's not much to it, but so what is this one doing? Application model. It's using the application model. We're putting the extensions. Okay, so this is a different namespace, right? Yeah. So this one is in the application model, and this one is the Aspire hosting. Creating a static class, so we can say dot, right, and a static method called add_mail_dev that takes not takes. Let me see. Where's the example? There you go. Right. Yeah. So it can be called at a builder type, right? Yeah. Add_mail_dev, and then it takes in a string, the name, and then an optional. I'm assuming an optional. This looks like JavaScript syntax a little bit, or TypeScript, I guess. I think optional. It can be optionally. We can optionally provide HTTP or SMTP port, and if they're not provided, they default to null. Okay, and then this is where we're actually creating the code, the mail dev container. So it is a Docker container, right? All right, so the add resource method is the core API within None and Aspire used by resource developers to write a custom and a builder, yeah, extension method to customize resource. Okay, so we're creating an instance of, let me put it here, of this resource that we've just created in the previous class, and then we're saying with image mail diff. Where is this coming from? Oh, it's down here. All right, so it's. Let me just close this for a second so we can fit everything on one screen. So it's creating a container image, a container with an image specified here, with a registry, Docker IO registry with this version, and then it's saying that has an HTTP endpoint. I guess this is exposing it, right? Target port 1080. And then HTTP port is the port that the mail dev thing in a container is listening on. I'm assuming this is being exposed on the wait, is it? Or is the other way around? It's one of these is like exposed to me, to the project, and the other one is probably inside of the container. And I'm not really sure which one. Let's see, we can find out. Exposes an HTTP endpoint on a resource. Okay. So port, it's so hard to read. So target port. This port is this is the port that the resource is listening on. If the endpoint is used for the container, this is container port. Okay, so this is what the container is listening on, and this is the port that other projects will use to talk to whatever's running in a container, right? Yeah. So I would write this like this. So it's like, oh, I'm calling HTTP port, and that's going to go to the target port there, and it's whatever the name is, right? That's just naming the endpoints. So this one is going to return. Oh, is there? Oh, there you go. This is the return type. So it's a mail dev resource, iResource builder with the mail dev. Oh my god, mail dev resource type. And I think I've googled this one. Aspire. Builder interface. What are the methods here? With annotation, and then with environment. Oh, okay, and then we could do additional things on, like, chain it even further on if you wanted to, right? I think with reference, with container runtime, with image registry. Yeah. And this is just returning, right? Yeah. And builder is of type container resource. Okay. It kind of makes sense. It's a lot of this is like piping, I guess. Just laying the pipelines and everything, the pipes to make everything work and make everything be like connected together. Okay, so let's go down. Let's continue. So we have this. Now we can validate. Oh, we're almost done. Now the basic structure, we have it there. It's time to test it. So open the program.cs. Whoops. Let's try program.cs. There's only one. And this is in our resource app host. Updated with the following code. So this is the same. Oh, okay. So we're just basically adding this, right? So we're saying mail dev builder add, and oops. And if I would type, let me adjust there you go. Builder dot, and yeah, there you go. I get the IntelliSys as well. So mail dev builder. All right, so this is just creating it. It's not really adding anything, right? It's not adding it to anything. Well, it is, but it's not. Oh, it is. It's building and running. Yeah, never mind. So .NET run should work. Oh, and it should actually create the. Whoa. Not what I wanted. I don't know why that happened, but let's do it again. And there. Oh, wait. Could not determine. Oh, maybe it didn't. Let's see. Oh, there's nothing there. Let's try again. Huh? Container exited. Why? So let's go here. So it exited. Anything in the log? Oh, there you go. What? No space left on device? What does that mean? Do I need to run Docker prune or something? Docker system prune or yeah, let's do this. Why not? I don't think I had that. Well, I had a lot of a lot of stuff. Let's see. Anyone cares to guess how many gigabytes will it clean up? I'm saying at least 5, but probably more. Oh, there you go. 15. All right. I don't know if this was really the problem, but let's see. Let's try it again. I mean, that's what the error was suggesting, right? Hey, look at that. That might have been the problem. Periodical reminder to run Docker system prune every once in a while. Oh, why is me clicking a wrong, like holding option instead of command? All right, let's open it now, and now it should be running. There we go. It's running this mail dev container, the image that it's running on, the things that it's exposing. We can look at the logs. Yeah, it's just SMTP running. Yeah, there you go. So if we just confirm again, so the on the port on the inside of the container, let's where we go. The container, the application inside of a container is listening to 1080 and 1025. So the target port is the container port inside, and then it's exposed on the HTTP port. But because we didn't provide any, right? I didn't provide any ports here. That's why we see the. If I go back, so 493, like it picks the random ports, right? So there you go. But so this is now exposed on my local host, and I could send emails from here, I guess. All right, so let's continue here. Yeah, mail dev. Yes, 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 yes. It's there. Okay, and now we will add a project to another project that we'll use to actually test that this works. Also, I just wanted to double check. I'll just do Docker PS here, and you'll see that there has to. Let's make it bigger. So there's the mail dev container that's running, right? And you can clearly see here as well, host port, container port, host port, container port. Anyway, so that's running. Let's close this one. Okay, and what are we going to do next? So once it's time to consume the connection, and now we'll be actually using this hosting package. Okay, so in .NET Aspire, it's common for there to be a hosting package and one or more component packages. For example, consider hosting package and then component packages. Okay. In the case of mail delivery, the .NET Framework already has an SMTP client, so you use the existing API. Okay. In order to test it, you need a .NET project which can inject connection for the mail. Okay, so we'll add. Not kind of clear on this. Oh, is this saying that this is like hosting package that already like provided by Microsoft / community, whatever, for someone to consume, and these are the ones that I can create? Because the only difference here is the namespace, right? SynTP client, you can use this existing API. Okay, all right. All right, so the next thing we'll do is we'll add a web API that uses minimal APIs and no open API, and we'll call it the newsletter service. So let's stop this, and then let's add a new project. I'll make this bigger. Hosting a newsletter service. There you go. So there's our newsletter service. Add a reference, and now we'll reference the mail, the hosting project. So we'll add a reference to the newsletter project. It's going to reference the hosting project. Yeah. Okay. So that was added, and then also add a reference to a lot of references adding. So we're adding the app host to the newsletter service as well. Whoop. Oh, there's another one. Cannot find project or directory email the newsletter service. Ooh, mail the resource newsletter service. Oh, there's a duplicate. There's a name typo in the name here, right? Or oh yeah, there you go. Mail dev. Yes, mail dev. No, this looks right. Why is it? Wait. So .NET add. So we're adding the app host. Mail the resource that app host. Yes, proj. Yes. To mail dev resource dot newsletter service. Yes. Slash mail dev resource dot newsletter service dot csproj. Yeah, what's wrong? And this one is saying could not find project directly, mail dev resource, newsletter service. What? It didn't read the. Oh, the slash. No. What? Wait, this doesn't make sense. I think it's some. Oops, sorry. Oh yeah, there you go. There's a culprit. It is a wrongly. Yeah. See, it's the should be the other way around, like this. There you go. That should work now. Yeah, there you go. All right, another typo. That's fine. That's why you should get rid of this and abstract it away somehow. And solution file as well. We have to update that one as well. Okay, that worked. After the project is added, reference the update, open the program CS and update the source file. All right, so now we're gonna go back here. Oh no, wrong one. This one. And what we'll do is we'll add the web API project, right? The newsletter service, and that newsletter service will reference the mail, our library, right? That we've created. Okay, let's do that. I don't know why is it unknown. Oh, okay, that might be my VS Code setting for spell checker or something. And then is this the right? Let me just double check. It doesn't look right, but it might be. Add project whoops. Oh, it looks like it's right. I don't know where this projects thing is coming from, but so after updating, launch the app host again. Okay, so now we should go and launch it again. If I can find the command. Oh, run, build. There you go. It's up and running. So now we should see both of them, right? So let's click a correct button here. Yes. So now we see. Let's make this bigger. So we have the previous one that we already seen, and this project, the newsletter service thing, and then if you look at the details, it's running project bad endpoints. Target port. All right, so these are the ports, environment variables. I think there was something in the docs telling us to look at something. Let me actually take a look. Oh, there you go. So after updating, launch the app again and verify that the .NET project that was added started and what? There's a typo here, or it reads wrong, right? After updating the program.cs source file, launch the app host again and verify that the .NET project that was added has started and that the environment variable was added to the process. From the resources page, find the newsletter service row and click view link. Okay. Details, environment variables. Oh, okay, so it should be in the environment variables. So here, right? Can I do connect? Yeah, there you go. So if I do connection string, right? Environment variables, connection strings, mail the underscore underscore. I think that's the That's the way that they're just naming things, right? Underscore underscore, and then whatever the container service name is, and then the actual value, which is wherever this thing is exposed, right? So it's 49. That's the local one. This guy, right? TCP host. There you go. So this is it's getting, so the API project is getting the connection string that's being provided by the whatever mail dev container. All right, so let's see what else is there. Add the proc. We check this. Use the connection string to sing. Now we can actually use this, right? To use the SNTP connection details that were injected into the newsletter service, you inject an instance of SMTP client into the dependency injection container as a singleton. Add the following code to the. Oh, this should be like backticks, right? In the newsletter to set up the singleton service. All right, so we're going to go to program.cs in the newsletter service. Let me just minimize this. Oh. Immediately following, add services to the container. Yes, add the following code. So we'll do builder.services.add singleton. It's weird that I'm not getting singleton. I'll copy. I don't know why I'm not getting IntelliSense, but there you go. So adding singleton SMTP client type, but this might be related to whatever they're talking about here, right? The package versus component packages, and saying that there's already an SMTP client. Okay. So the our mail dev thing could have an implementation of an SMTP client as well. And then SMTP client takes the connection string and does the connection and all that magic. But what they're saying here, there's already an implementation of that. So let's just use that one instead of re-implementing it. Makes sense. Okay, so yes, and then we're getting the URI. And I guess this is the magic thing, right, that we got from the injection, right? So builder configuration get connection string. We're just referencing the name of the project that was or resource that was added to the project or container, right? And then creating an instance of an SMTP client. So this is just a generic implementation coming from .NET, I think. And then we're just returning it, right? So we're adding this singleton service, and then there's probably a way that we could get a reference to the singleton service somewhere in code. And I think that's what we're gonna do. What we'll do next. So we will create subscribe and unsubscribe. So we'll add two methods. I'll leave this weather forecasting in, but I'll just paste these two. So exposing like post on /subscribe. There you go. From that's the, like, last time I was going through .NET Aspire, when I was looking at it, I was trying to figure out how do I get an instance of whatever the thing was that I was injecting into the project, and it looks like this is the magic keyword. It's brackets from services, right? So this is basically telling it, I think, to inject an SMTP client, this guy here, right, that was injected as a singleton service into the builder. So this knows the magic to hook it up, right? That kind of makes sense. But that probably means I can have two singletons with the same type. Or maybe there probably is a way, but anyway. All right, so injecting, like, I think injecting is the right word here. Injecting the SMTP client here, and so we don't have to pass that in, but we will have to pass in an email, and then this is creating a mail message. So one thing that's kind of magic here is, or maybe this is like a .NETism or C#ism. I have no clue where these types are coming from. Are they just magically available, or like I don't see a namespace or using statement or anything like that. All right. Anyway, so creating a message, a new mail message from, I'm assuming, this to this email with a subject and body, and then just say sending an email. Sorry, this one. Oh, that is the same thing, right? One is sending one email, the other one is sending another one, but it's same thing. Two mail messages. Remember to there you go. Remember to reference if you're okay. Oh, so it should the editor should add it automatically. Okay, so let's see. Would this be added here or wait? No. Where's that? Oh, this one is the CS Proj. I don't know. Remember to reference. Yeah, I don't see. Let's add. Is it using? Whoops, sorry. Wrong one. Close. So we would have to do using system dot net dot mail and mail, and this is where these things are coming from. The mail message, right, is coming from, and the SMTP client as well, right? Okay, once the program see it, launch the app host and use a browser or curl to head the following. Alternatively, if you're using Visual Studio, you can use .http files. Oh yeah, I this is the one that I clicked on by mistake. Looks like this is just big Visual Studio. I wonder. I'm thinking what it does is if you click on it, it invokes this get. It invokes get slash weather forecast and headers on this address. It's just like a short, it's like a way to send a request, I guess. All right, so let's stop because we didn't do auto reload. Ooh, there you go. From so okay, so that's the in this guy then maybe, right? Oh, it says and. Okay. Yeah, so we were using I wasn't wrong to wonder where those things are coming from. So Microsoft ASP.core MVC, that's where the from keyword from services keyword is coming from. So it should work. Or the attribute, sorry. It's called the attribute. All right, so this is running. So what we could do is launch and use the browser. Oh, we'll just use the browser, right? If I can find the right, whoops, button here or key. There you go. Okay, and oh, I guess we go here, right? How do? Oh, I have to. I actually have to send send a request to slash subscribe, and then we'll see stuff here, right? So let's do that. Just want to see what is the. Oh, I could figure out the endpoint from here, right? From this one, there should be. We'll take this one and I'll do curl to this. Whoops. Slash subscribe. Is it like this? Hello. Oh, let's do. Uh, yeah, let's do my one of my emails. Okay. Should this? Oh, this is receiving. Okay. How do? What? This doesn't make sense. Wait, I'm trying to figure it out. Let me actually check my email if I received the. Let's see. I don't think I should have. No, no. But there's no. I haven't seen any errors either. Well, we can look at the logs. Nothing. Nothing. Okay, so let's read the docs. Once. Oh, it's a post. Oh, of course, it's a post. It's not a get, right? Oh, an email is probably post. Uh, email equals test. So let's do it. Email equals test at test.com. And we need a header. Content type application. That's why you need a .http file, right? There you go. Let's do one with v temporary and one with dl. Follow redirects. Oh, it's a 404. Why is it? Oh, it's not the weather forecast, right? It's just like this. Look at that, 200. It was posted. It's all good. And I think if I go to, we should see some, yeah, there you go. Got an email. Thank you for subscribing. And then if we do unsubscribe, right? Unsubscribe. There you go. You're unsubscribed. So this works. That's pretty nice. to use this, yes, curl. Oh, there it was. If I only scrolled far enough, could have seen it. Okay. Yep. To unsubscribe, we did that as well. And then if those API, yeah, they do. Okay. In the following section, various technical details are discussed, which are important to understand when developing the reference expression and endpoint reference. In the preceding code, the mail dev resource had two properties: endpoint reference and reference expression type. So these are the several others. There are more, which isn't finalized. Okay. The fundamental problem that these types have is deferring resolution. Okay. So expose the property connection string. Let's look at the code here. And this is in mail this guy, right? It's talking about this thing. So great. So for example, the exposes a property called connection string is required by by that the interface that that class is implementing. This one. The type of the property is reference expression and is created by passing in an interpolated string to the create method. Yes, this one. The signature for create is some handler. It's not a regular string. Yes, I figured that out. The method makes you, that's why I was looking odd, makes use of the interpolated string handler to capture the interpolated string and the values reference within and allow custom processing. Evaluated. Okay. So once stuff becomes available, kind of makes sense. Okay. So here's how the flow works. All right. So resource which implements is added to the model. The iResource builder add mail dev resource is passed to the with reference. That one has a special overload that handles the this interface. And the object is captured in the callback, which is evaluated after the application is built and starts running. As the process that references the connection starts, okay, then it evaluates. Yeah, because you don't know the host name necessarily until the container comes up, right? So you have to figure it out after stuff comes up. The get value async method gets the value of the expression property to get the reference expression. Call because the interconnection is reference to other endpoint. Yeah, okay. Which are yeah, I'm still not clear where is like endpoint. Oh, is this like does this okay, maybe I'm understanding it now. I don't know. So SMTP endpoint is this, and then the endpoint reference is this like referencing like it's this talking about the host property on this endpoint reference. That's why it's called just endpoint property and saying, hey, read the host on this, right? Read the host, which is an property on an endpoint on an SNTP endpoint. Maybe, I don't know. But these are like the values that get like resolved at runtime, right? So we don't really know. All right. So is this the same one? Yes. So I manifest expression provider, sharing connection information. Similarly to local development, your design is going to determine to solve this. To solve this problem, so similar to local, many of the values are necessary to configure, yet they cannot be determined. Okay, so yeah, so once stuff needs to be deployed. And what is this one? Oh, this one creates the manifest. So creates the manifest version of the resource. Oh, there you go. Yeah. So bindings. This is the connection string here, right? Image, and these are the values populated based on whatever we provided. Yeah, and this is just binding it because the mail dev implements. Yeah. Yeah. Then it creates this one, right? It knows how to create the string. Okay. All right. Summary. All right. So let's see. Well, how are we on time? Let's do another 15 minutes, and I'll try quickly to I'll create. What I'll do is I'll try to run my own image, if nothing else, or container. I guess that's one thing that I can do. So what I'll do is mail dev hosting, mail dev. Maybe I can have multiple resources here, right? So this would be, I'm just trying to figure out, so let's say I want to run the Envoy proxy container, right? And that one has like a simple, that's going to complicate things because I don't really know how to, it would take me longer than 15 minutes. That's what I'm trying to say. Uh, so Envoy proxy has a configuration, right? Let me see, sandbox. Is there like a basic thing? I just want to show, like, I want to flash the configure. Actually, let me do it from one of the demos or previous streams that I did for Dagger. So that one has, there it go. I just want to show people how the configuration looks like and the reason why I'm not like, there you go, right? So this is how I need a way to pass in a configuration like here, right? So this one has, so over here, I would have to figure out, so with image, that's all fine. With endpoint, that's theoretically fine as well because I can expose something. But I need a way here to say with a file, or, oh, let's see, reference, with endpoint, with reference. Oh, there's no, let's see if we can quickly, so I distributed add resource. What is the core? Okay, so add resource. .NET Aspire, add looks like I was searching in a different window, but there you go. So add resource. Okay, that's not. It actually took me to this guy. Add to this page. Resource. Yeah, there you go. Resource builder. But I need to figure out. So where are these things coming from? Right. So let me do a search for this. Oh, this is filtered by title. There we go. With image registry, container resource builder extensions. Okay, so I need to see what else is in the container resource builder extensions. There we go. So add container with bind, container with entry point, with image tag. Okay, so there's no like with file or something. What, like, Dagger had something like that. So let me see. So with new file, there you go. So that's the pattern that they have. So with new file, and then you can pass in the path to a file and basically create a file dynamically inside of the container. There might be something here as well. I mean, I could do mount, but this would mount the path. What's it? Container resource, get container, is container, custom. Initially, yeah, it looks like I would have to like create a file. Create a file on a disk somewhere and then mount it in, or have an image that already has this pre-built, which kind of doesn't make sense because uh, like I want the ability to like dynamically do this. Like the configuration is way too verbose, to build an image with this because or build a container with this, right? All right. Well, so there's way more work for 15 minutes. So I'm not gonna do that, but I'll since we're already at like 1 hour mark. But yeah, this was an interesting exploration. It's there's a lot of plumbing going on, right? I feel like a lot of code was a lot of stuff was just, hook, add this project to that project, and then add this to this, and then add it to solution, and add it to a lot of piping. But I mean, it's valuable, right? It solves makes it easier, right? Because then you can, like, this mail dev resource in this example, right? You could theoretically reuse it in like a bunch of different applications, bunch of different projects, right? It's not tailored to just one project that you had there, right? You can use it across it's shareable, or you can, like, you don't even have to write it because someone probably wrote this already, so you can just pull it down and use it. But all right, anyway, thanks everyone for watching, and I'll see you next week. Bye.